Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock, the summer of 2004. Seems like yesterday. It just seems like yesterday. But that was the year that I really got to know. First of all, I don't think I ever heard the word FEMA before. And we got to know a lot of the people with FEMA being the Federal Emergency Management Agency. And the reason that summer was the summer that I got to know FEMA is because I was working the radio job here, and we had a string of storms come through, hurricanes that summer. I'm sure any of you who were here remember that. And there were a lot of different things. I don't know what's the best word to use there. That FEMA was offering for those of us who lived here, and some of them were ice, some of them were shelters, some of them were information, and we were in constant contact with people who were on national news, who were also calling the local stations to make sure that we were up to date on whatever we needed to know. And of course, we all know the FEMA role in the Hurricane Katrina disaster, which we really got nothing from that. Although, even though as far away as it was in New Orleans, we did get some of the spin-off tornadoes. Remember that?
Yes,
we got
yes,
some of
I
the spin-off tornadoes from Katrina. Anyway, I don't know if you're a rubbernecker, and I'm ashamed to tell you that I kind of am. When I'm driving down the road, I kind of always look. And I don't know if the book Dust in the Wind is a rubbernecker kind of a book. I haven't seen the book. But it's real FEMA disaster stories. And Robert Winter is on the phone to talk to us about it. He's the author of the book. He's a 25-year FEMA veteran. He's a humanitarian, a 3-time world karate champion, so I better be careful what I say. He teaches self-defense to women, Robin, so I better be careful what I say to you, because you could chop me in the neck.
I know.
And he's a bodyguard to the stars. That's a fascinating part of his bio. We'll find out which stars in just a second. Robert Winter. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, Larry and Robin.
Where are you?
Nice intro. I love it.
Where are you?
I'm in Lost Wages.
Lost Wages.
I have those.
You don't have bad weather in Vegas, do you?
No. Well, this week it's going to get a little cool, I guess, because of a big storm in California. But otherwise, it's been in the 70s, 40s at night.
It's one of the most stable weather systems right there in Vegas. Am I right? Oh, no.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Hot in the summer and so in the winter.
So how did you end up writing a book about this?
Well, I've done it for 25 years. I'm actually still an inspector, and I'm a contract FEMA inspector for 25 years. But every time I got back from a disaster and tell some stories, people were always saying, "Hey, you should write a book. Those are so interesting." And I'm like, yeah, if I had the time, between that and doing bodyguard work when I'm not on a disaster, it's hard to sit down and write a book.
Can I ask you a question about the bodyguard thing? We were wondering this morning, okay, if you're a bodyguard for somebody like really popular, like Justin Bieber, I guess, or Elvis Presley in his day, just to use 2 generations, I'm guessing you got a lot of work. But have you ever guarded somebody who nobody really cared about, so you really had a boring job?
Yep.
Yeah. So it was all ego. On their part, they hire you just so they can say, I got a bodyguard?
Yeah, that's happened quite a few times. Or even with somebody who is has-been.
Oh, really? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and it's tough when they want to get into like a A-list club, and they're like, "Who are you?" Yeah. Luckily, the bodyguard knows what to do. Here's 100. Can we get in now?
That sounds like another book. You've got another book you need to write.
People keep telling me that, but then I won't be doing any more bodyguard work if I tell my.
Oh, it's got to be confidential stuff? Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody dead that you can talk about? Because you can talk about dead people, right?
Yeah.
Well, no one died on my shift.
All right, so let's talk about this. Am I being a rubbernecker by being fascinated by this?
No, not at all. It's a great book, great read. Wait till you read it. It's awesome.
So how did you, of all the stories you had, I'm guessing you had more than you needed for the book. How did you choose which ones to put in the book?
It's really it was real difficult. But I tell you, when you have a ghostwriter and an editor just breathing down your neck, no, this one's out, this one's out, this one's out. It makes it easier.
Oh, okay. So you had a little bit of help in picking which ones.
Yeah.
So which one came to mind first? Like, which one? If I was sitting with you at a party or something like that, and you were just telling me about the book, which one was the first one you said, "Oh my gosh, this one has to be in the book"?
There's a lot that are so good, okay? And what's funny, like what you're saying, I'd be in an airport or a restaurant, somewhere like that, and I'd start telling a story, and then all of a sudden 5 people are there, 15 people are there, 30 people are there, everybody listening to
They
my
want to hear
stories,
them, yeah. Yeah.
They want to hear them. They're all, they haven't heard anything like it before, but
So let me try to be more specific. Can you tell me a story that involved a family whose house was completely destroyed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've have thousands of those or whatever, but
Can you tell one?
right off the top?
Yeah, just one.
Yeah, I can tell one.
Okay.
And I got another good story I'll tell you after that one.
Okay.
But it was in Kauai in Hurricane Iniki, and I show up to where this house is supposed to be, and it's a giant pile of rubble.
Oh,
okay,
man.
and I'm like, wow, I hope no one got hurt in this, and the owner drives up, meets me, and start doing the inspection, lost everything. I'm like, well, did you guys go somewhere, evacuate? No, we were in the house. I'm
my gosh.
Really?
Wow.
I mean, imagine just a giant pile of rubble. I mean, it's like 30 foot high. Anyways, kind of a long story short, he goes, well, here, I'll show you how we survived. I'm like, okay. So we get to the top of this rubble, and we climb down through this cave, down to the bottom, and we got into the bathroom, and this is exactly what you're supposed to do, like for a tornado if you don't have any time.
Right.
Him and his wife and 2 kids got into the tub and pulled a couple mattresses over them, and
wow.
even though the whole house came down on them, they survived, and then they dug their way out, and it was just an incredible story. I got pictures of that and everything.
Wow, that is an amazing story. Wow, I gotta have some handy mattresses.
Yeah, I'll say.
I gotta get some mattresses handy.
Well, they don't always work. Some people do get impaled by stuff. Especially in tornadoes, they go right through that mattress.
Right.
So when you were going to these disasters, were you looked upon sometimes as the bad guy because because the survivors were upset that supplies weren't getting there right away?
That was mostly with Katrina, and then for the next couple of years after Katrina, it was tough out there. But within that 2 years after Katrina, people are like, I can't believe I just called yesterday and you're here today. It wasn't all what they thought it was, or word of mouth, which can really
that's
take
our
you
fault.
down.
That's our fault, meaning the media. I think we did that to you. Mm-hmm. Well, not Robin and I.
No, we're always
Right.
there.
But I know the media has a tendency to want to sensationalize things that go wrong with the government.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, for sure. But see, for us as FEMA inspectors, we're the ones who take the brunt of it because we're talking to the disaster victims, right? So our management up there, they don't have to hear it down at our level or whatever.
Did you come down to Florida for the 2004 hurricanes?
Oh yeah, I was there. I'll never forget Charlie Friday. That was the worst Friday the 13th for that area when Charlie hit.
Do you remember Hurricane Francis? Does that?
Yep.
If I just named the hurricane, do you remember the guys, the college guys in Key West that were running around without their pants on?
Yeah, that was fun.
They needed some emergency management. Yeah, they were wearing T-shirts in the hurricane, running around. I guess they were college-age guys.
Yeah.
But they were calling themselves Pantsless for Francis. I'll never forget it.
Yeah. Do you think?
I got some great shirts from Florida and those 4 disasters. They're on my website.
Oh, do you have one of them?
Nice.
Oh, I have 3 or 4 of them, different ones. Not that one in particular.
You're in
but
Vegas.
yeah.
You can go ahead. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
That's right.
Right.
So tell me the other.
I think one of the ones I got, I remember it said what FEMA stands for.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever see that shirt?
No,
Yeah.
no.
You know what it is? Fix everything my ass.
Oh, wow.
Oh no.
They certainly didn't appreciate FEMA then.
Again, we are in the media responsible. For
Yeah. Do you think that the government portion of the FEMA program should not be there, that it should be under private contractors and private organizations that get together to help fix things?
This is my opinion or whatever, and having been through all this for 25 years, I think they should make FEMA back a separate entity from being in Homeland Security. That's my opinion. FEMA's done an excellent job in my 25 years as far as moving along and getting better and better. Their website is absolutely phenomenal. And I've seen that from when it started to where it is today. You can go on there and find out anything about any disaster, what you need, and they're doing the best that they can. I mean, they've been together for 35 years. Jimmy Carter started them, and Jimmy's done some great stuff. Remember, Habitat of Humanity, he started that too.
Do you know one of the great things, or one of the cool things that you can do is you can turn us off. FEMA can turn us off with the emergency alert system, and then start talking on our radio waves.
Right, exactly.
Right? Have you ever been part of one of those emergency alert system announcements? Or is it all computer? Is it all computer?
I think it's all computerized. I don't know that much about that, but I know some cities haven't got that up and running, and that was a thing that was really created after 9/11 because the police and fire department couldn't talk to each other and stuff. So now they have a new system out there that they're trying to get all the cities and all the states to do that, what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, that's the emergency alert system. For those who remember, the emergency broadcasting system was done away with. It was different. The emergency broadcast system basically told us to say stuff. The emergency alert system just takes over the radio station. They turn us off and they're talking on our radio waves. And it usually sounds like the same voice on the weather radio. It's usually that same voice. It's like a computer voice, yeah.
Yeah, my mom just called me yesterday, and they have that big storm coming to California, and she said they were calling everybody's home and doing the same thing on the phone. You got a recording.
Oh wow, the reverse 911 type thing.
Yeah. But it's calling it. Called my mom, told her, hey, have food, ice, and all that. Preparations for severe flooding from this big storm coming in.
Robert, did you start a charity disaster relief fund?
Yes, I did. I'm glad you asked about it. If you don't mind me plugging it.
Yeah, talk about it.
It's celebritiesfordisasterrelief.org. And what is, a lot of my celebrity clients are saying, hey, besides writing a book, you should start a foundation, and, we'll help you out. And there's a lot of them that are lined up to do that. It's going to be a great organization. And it's going to be run, the founder itself, me, I'm going to actually be on those disasters helping people once we get up and running. It just went live about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
And, we work on foundations and all that, but we're going to have celebrities doing a lot of things because I can't tell you how awesome it is for a celebrity to show up to a disaster. When Oprah Winfrey showed up at Katrina at the Houston Astrodome, she was there for four hours. It was phenomenal, the uplifting that gave to everybody.
I bet,
so, there's a lot of celebrities out there that I have dealt with and my bodyguard stuff that they want to give back. They're living the dream that we only dream about, and yet they want to give back. And I think that's awesome about celebrities. And I'm not talking just, movie and sitcoms. I'm talking about sports, athletes, rock stars, all that. They all want to give back.
So this is brand new. When we talk about the blood supply, just to change the topic just for a second, because you'll see why in a minute. The blood supply, obviously, if you're going to have somebody who needs blood 3 days from now, I think it's 3 days, somebody needs to give blood today. There's no way to know that somebody needs it 3 days from now, so it's a constant thing. You constantly have to get blood because somebody is always going to need it. Is that same thing true for what you're doing? Is that right now there's maybe no disaster, but you have to have the money, kind of like they need the blood, in advance, somehow just waiting to be used?
I think that's exactly it, because that's how my foundation is going to work. We're going to have the money in place and the things that we need to go out there and do it, because remember, myself and the ex-disaster or ex-FEMA inspectors I'll be behind, we've lived in those disaster areas for months in time with the victims. so we know what they need. So you need that capital just like you need the blood. And by the way, I do give blood. It's a great thing. Everyone should do it.
I bet you do, yeah. Wow, you're a good guy, Robert. Can you hang on? We'll take a little break and be right back, okay? We've got the weather report, which is good. We got a good weather report.
Yes.
unlike Northern California. Yeah, we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be partly sunny today and cool with a high of 59 to 63, then mainly clear and chilly tonight. Lows ranging from 36 in the coldest inland spots to about 44 along the coast. Mostly sunny tomorrow and a little bit milder, the high 62 to 66. For Saturday, a nice day with sunshine and some clouds, high 65 to 69. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Your home is safe, or is it? AA Lock, Dock, and Security. The name has been a staple in Ocala since 1985. Do you have the right equipment in place to have peace of mind when you are at home or away? AA Lock, Dock, and Security has the right people to install and monitor your home or business. Call today for a free on-site security analysis. Call 867-1965. AA Lock, Dock, and Security, 219 Northwest 10th Street, 867-1965.
Your weekends are getting a little retool.
Swear to God, not making a joke.
Check this out. New shows? Check. Some new talent? Check. Let's welcome the guys.
Let's get it going.
Arnie Spanier.
Unbelievable.
TJ Reeves.
This is what you get.
Your weekends are on fire. Because that's how exotic it is.
All right, 8 minutes before 10 o'clock. We're just having a good time talking to Robert Winter. He has written a book called Dust in the Wind, Real FEMA Disaster Stories. He spent 25 years, I think I had that right, as a FEMA inspector, and he's out in Vegas. He's also a bodyguard to celebrities whom he hasn't named yet.
You'll be in trouble.
Yeah, we're not supposed to ask him, but anyway, and some of those celebrities, that relationship he has with those celebrities has led to something really amazing. And he was just telling us, in case you're just tuning in, they're working with him. He's like the founder of a charity disaster relief fund for disasters that might be happening. You never know when a disaster is going to happen. Mm-hmm. I mean, I hate disasters, really.
I know. Does FEMA work with insurance companies?
Yeah, they do. Just mostly they want to know, get the declaration form from the insurance company so they know what the insurance company is covering so that FEMA doesn't copy the same award to the applicant.
Oh.
I'm trying to get you to tell some of the stories in the book. Are there any dog or pet related stories?
Oh.
You've read it. Yeah. Yes, there is. And, I have a whole chapter called When Animals Attack.
Oh, so tell us one of the stories.
All right. Well, one of them has to do with a pug, and I think it's called The Pug Who Had Enough. And I was doing an inspection on this house, and this pug, he just, took to me right away, right? And the lady's going, oh, watch, it does tricks. Get the pork chop, and the dog would look over at this box with toys in it, and then look at me, and then sit next to me, and she's going, well, that's weird. Get the carrot, and I wouldn't get the carrot. Get this. Anyway, this goes on. I'm like, wow, and the dog's following me everywhere, and then she goes down to pick it up a couple times and tries to bite her. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, wow, your dog, something's wrong with it. And then she's going, well, hey, watch this trick. When we get all done with her inspection, she goes, watch this trick. And I'm like, okay, what's it do? Well, we call it the racetrack. And they had 4 couches around a table in a front room. And she goes, racetrack, and the dog would run, and it started running in a circle until it was banking off the front of the couches to just motoing. And I'm like, oh, my God, unbelievable. I can't. Wow, well, that's a pretty cool trick. Anyway, long story, I finally get, okay, I got to get going. I have other people to see. And she goes, well, make sure to keep the screen door closed. This dog barrels through, a little pug just barreled, used his body and like a football player, barreled through, bent the screen door, and ran out and sat by the driver's side of my car.
Oh, no.
He loved you.
What? Oh. Yeah, I'm like, this dog, he had enough. I'm not getting any more toys. Don't make me get the
that's
apple
funny.
or
That is really funny.
Yeah, and I tried to get on the driver or the passenger side. He comes right over there. I'm like, I can't open the door. He'll jump in, and I'll never get him out. So then the lady goes, okay, I'll get him, because she tried to reach down again and grab him, and he was like,
Oh, my.
So she goes to the garage, comes back with a big fishing net, and
no.
catches the dog in a fishing net. And as I'm getting in my car, I see this poor dog with his forelegs sticking out of the bottom of the net, looking at me like, please save me, take me with you.
Oh, my goodness. That is such a great story.
Oh, he just loved you right away.
That is a great story. Wow, I'm glad I asked.
Yeah.
Was there a story? Was there a story before you were going to say it? Tell us a story, and then I kind of interrupted you. Or do you forget? Did you forget?
Yeah, no.
I asked you. You were telling about the house that fell down, and they had a bathroom.
Right.
And then you had another one.
I remember. Yeah, it's just a thing about, through the book, I refer to myself as Max Klinger or Radar O'Reilly on MASH.
Uh-huh.
I make things happen. I bend rules to the max to make things happen, helping disaster victims. I don't break the rules. I just bend them to the max. So we were stuck in Hawaii for 3 days. Now, I came from working Andrew in Louisiana, right, with my team of 20 inspectors, and we're stuck in Honolulu for 3 days because we're low priority. Imagine that. FEMA inspectors are supposed to be over there in 24 hours inspecting people's homes.
Wow.
Anyway, I get one of those conversations that in the beginning say, this conversation never happened if you get caught. Anyway, I was informed to go down to Hickam Air Force Base and get us on a plane no matter what. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. Hey, Robert, I know you. If anyone can do it, you can get us on a plane. I'm like, okay. Had no idea how I was going to do it, and I don't think about things. I just go and do it. It's like I would never make a good actor because I can't remember lines. I just shoot from the hip and go with it. So long story short, I went down to Hickam. Three different sergeant guys there were giving me the runaround, and I'm dragging all my luggage around, and I'm wearing all this FEMA garb and everything. And finally, I get a lieutenant walks in. And, I went up to him and, I only get one take at this, okay? Where, hey, Brad Pitt and the rest of you out there actors, I only get one take. And I went up to him and said, hey, are you in charge here? Yeah, I'm in charge. Well, you don't know me, but my name's Robert Winter, and I'm telling you right now, if I'm not on that plane before it takes off, I guarantee your next assignment's not going to be in Hawaii. It's going to be in Antarctica. Do you know where McMurdo Station is? No? I do. I've been there. It doesn't get over 0 degrees in the summer. You're not going to need your suntan lotion or your bathing suit. So I'm going to give you 10 seconds to make a decision. Am I on that plane or what? He's like, and I'm going, tick-tock, tick-tock. I like the way I was treated by your guys here, so I'm going to go call Washington right now. This guy's stop everything right now. Anyway, long story short, I'm on the plane. My crew, we got another plane for them, and they flew over, and we started the relief effort. And
holy cow!
Wow.
Holy cow!
Hey, I want to point out something here, though. I never said I was a presidential aide from the White House or anything like that. This guy assumed I was authority. I'm going with that.
Oh wow, we could learn from.
Hey, you can learn from this. In a nice tailored suit and an earpiece, you wouldn't believe what you can get done.
You are a fun guest. I can't wait to read the book even more so now. The book is called Dust in the Wind. Robert Winter spells his name exactly the way it sounds. How do we get the book? Do you have a website?
Yep, I have a website. It's dustinthewindfemabook.com. But one of the better things, you can go and Google my name, Robert Winter, Dust in the Wind, and you'll get all my websites. You get where you can buy my books, Smashwords, Kindle, Creative Space, Amazon, all of them.
Oh, excellent.
I am looking for a publisher, if there's one out there listening. But I'm self-published. Learned all that on Google. Google's an amazing search engine.
Well, thank you for being on, and thank you for what you've done for us. Come back when you want to talk about the stars that you bodyguarded and all of that. Robert, have a great Christmas. Thank you so much. We've got to run. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Golden Globe nominations are out. Birdman leading the flock with 7 nods, including for Best Picture, Comedy, or Musical. It's up against
The Grand Budapest Hotel, Into the Woods, Pride, St. Vincent.
Announced by the Hollywood Foreign Press. Coming-of-age drama Boyhood and World War II biopic The Imitation Game landed 5 nominations each. There's a midnight